Greetings. I'm going to talk about the major defects in the tax structure of India. So, defect number one is high rate and low yield of direct taxes. In India, as in other LDCs, the rate of direct tax is very high, but the contribution to total tax revenue is very low. In the 1950s, the rate of income tax in India was one of the highest in the world, but the revenue was very insignificant. This is because high tax rates encourage tax evasion and avoidance on a large scale. It may be noted in this context that tax avoidance refers to arranging one's financial affairs within the law so as to minimize taxation liabilities, as opposed to tax evasion, which is failing to meet actual tax liabilities through, example, not declaring income or profit. So, the government gradually reduced the tax rates over the years. In spite of this, the rate of income tax in India is one of the highest in the world even today. The higher tax rate, including surcharge, at present is 30% plus surcharge of 2%. Defect number two is low contribution of income tax. Although the rate of income tax is highest in India, the contribution from such is very low. Tax evasion seems to be the primary reason. Another reason is high exemption limit in country where per capita income is very low. In India, the exemption limit has been raised from time to time, but the levels of national per capita incomes have failed to increase proportionately. Consequently, more and more people have managed to come out of the tax net. India's per capita income in 1992 to 2000 was rupees 16,047 at current prices, but the exemption limit in case of personal income tax was rupees 50,000. If other deductions are brought into considerations, such as investment in approved government securities such as NSCs, units of UTI, of Public Provident Fund or insurance policies, the exemption limit would be even more. It is pitied that the percentage of people paying income tax in India at present is less than 1. Naturally, the major reliance is on indirect taxes. In fact, an undue reliance on indirect tax is a common feature of the system of LDCs. Defect number 3 is double taxation of dividends. Moreover, due to double taxation of dividends, the rate of domestic saving and capital formation has failed to increase appreciably. Companies pay corporation and other taxes such as excess profit tax or surtax to the government. A portion of net profit after tax is usually distributed among shareholders in the form of dividend. A portion of such dividend income is again taxed away in the form of personal income tax. Consequently, those who pay tax on dividend income cannot save much, and companies find it increasingly difficult to raise financial resources on a large scale. It is often alleged that one of the cause of industrial stagnation in India has been high rate of taxation and slow growth of corporate capital. The problem has assumed serious proportions in recent years. Defect number 4 is absence of agriculture income tax. Another feature of India's tax system is that there is no tax on agricultural income. Agriculture is the dominant sector of the Indian economy. The contribution of agriculture and related activities to India's GDP was 29.3% in 1999 to 900. Planned investment on agriculture has also increased over the years, but agriculture has failed to make any contribution to the introduction of government's tax revenue. Since agriculture is a state subject, the introduction of the agriculture income tax at the central level has not been possible. This is another reason for undue reliance on indirect taxes. Defect number 5, importance of indirect taxes. In India, importance of indirect taxes has increased over the years, which implies that the importance of direct taxes has diminished. In absolute terms, the contribution of direct taxes has increased, but the percentage contribution of such taxes in total tax revenue has declined. It is observed that tax revenue as a percentage of GDP has increased from 9 in 1960-61 to 15 in 2001-02. During the same period, the percentage contribution of direct taxes has declined and that of indirect taxes increased. However, with the introduction of tax reforms in recent years, the ratio of indirect to direct taxes has come to about 27.6 to 72.4 in 2001-02. This is the most significant change that has occurred in India's tax structure in the whole planned period. It seems that substantial reliance on indirect taxes is unavoidable in our country in the foreseeable future. Defect number 6 is progressive taxes on income. The government has made the system of direct taxes progressive, and progressiveness is considered desirable in interest of equity and for reducing the disparities in distribution of income and wealth. Thank you.